Hey friends, my name is Z and you're watching MakesItEasy, and welcome to a new video for IGCSE Business Studies. And today we have 3.3.B Marketing Mix for Price after looking at 3.3A last lesson. And by the end of the lesson you should be able to describe 3.3.2 Price, which includes these sub-specification, which include the pricing methods, recommend and justify an appropriate pricing method, and understand the significance of price elasticity. So check out the pinned comment for all the timestamps. But we'll move on now to 3.3.2, the price. And here's pricing methods and the role of pricing decisions in the marketing mix. When deciding a price for either an existing product or a new product, the business must be very careful to choose a price which will fit in the rest of the marketing mix for the product. For example, if the new product is of high quality, it is to be aimed at consumers who have high incomes and it is wrapped in luxurious packaging. And for pricing strategies, if the product that is manufactured can be easily distinguished from other products in the market, then it is probably a branded product. If the product is branded, then it will have a distinctive name and packaging and be aimed at a particular segment of the market. It will be important to select an appropriate price to complement the brand image, and the value for money brand should be a lower price. If a product has many competitors in the market, the price it charges will be very important, and the business must constantly monitor what its competitors are charging for their products to make sure its own price remain competitive. And the business can adopt new pricing strategies for several reasons, including to try to break into a new market, to try to increase its market share, to try to increase its profits, and to make sure all its costs are covered and the target profit is earned. Then we have the main methods of pricing, which includes cost plus pricing. And cost plus pricing involves estimating how many units of the product will be produced, calculating the total cost of producing this output, and adding a percentage of markup for the profit. Benefit is that this method is easy to apply, and different profit markups can be used in different markets, and each product earns a profit for the business. But limitations include the businesses could lose sales if the selling price is higher than competitors' price. A total profit will only be made if sufficient units of the products are sold. Number 3, there are no incentives to reduce costs, and any increase in cost is just passed on to the customer as a higher price. Then we have competitive pricing, and competitive pricing involves setting prices in line with your competitors' prices or just below their prices. For example, a company wants to sell a brand of soap powder. It needs to sell it at a similar price to all other brands available, or consumers will buy the competitor's brand because it's much cheaper. And benefits includes the sales are likely to be higher as the price is at a realistic level and the product is not under or overpriced. It avoids price competition, which can reduce all the profits for all the businesses in the industry. And it's often used when it is difficult for consumer to tell the difference between your products or different businesses. But limitations include if the cost of production for a business is higher than those of competitors, perhaps because the product is of a higher quality, then a competitive pricing could lead to losses being made. And number 2, a higher quality product might need to be sold at a price higher than competitors' price to give it a higher quality image. And number 3, a detailed research would be needed into what prices competitors are charging. Then we have penetration pricing, and penetration pricing means the price will be set lower than the competitor's price. For example, a company launches a new chocolate bar at a price several cents below the prices of similar chocolate bars that are already on the market. If this is successful, the customers or the consumers will try the new bar and become a regular customer. For benefits, it's often used for newly launched products to create an impact with the customer and ensure that the sales are made and the new products enter the market successfully. And number 3, the market share should build up quickly as more people will buy it. But limitations include the product is sold at a lower price and therefore the profit per unit may be low. The consumers might get used to the lower price and reject the product if the business starts to raise the price after the product's early success. Number 3, it might not be appropriate for a branded product with a reputation for being a high quality product or a brand. Then we have price skimming. And with price skimming, the product is usually a new invention or a new development of an old product. Therefore, it can be sold on the market at a higher price and people will pay for it. And the product will often have cost a lot in R&D or research and development, and these have to be covered. And sometimes the high price can be used to help to indicate the higher quality of the product. For example, like a new computer game system is developed, and it will be sold in the shops at a very high price and higher than the existing ones, because it is new and has better graphics than old systems. Benefits include the skimming can help establish the product as being of good quality, and the high R&D cost can be rapidly recovered from the profit made on the product at a higher price. And if the product is unique, a high price will lead to profits being made before competitors launch similar products. But limitations include the high price may discourage some potential customers from buying it. The high price and high profitability may encourage more competitors to enter the market. Then we have promotional pricing. And promotional pricing would be used when the business wants to price a product at a low price for a set amount of time to increase its short-term sales. For example, at the end of summer, a shop might have a lot of summer clothes left unsold. It might have a sale offering buy one get one free, and this will encourage customers to buy one item in order to get a second item free, and it will clear the end of season stock. However, the shop won't make much, if any, on the profits on the clothes, but at least it will get some money from the clothes that it might not otherwise have been able to sell at all. Benefits include it is useful for like getting rid of any unwanted inventory that will not sell, and it can help to renew interest in the new product or in the product if sales are falling due to an economic recession, like as we've seen in COVID-19. And limitations include the revenue will be lowered because the price of each item will be reduced, and it might lead to a price competition with competitors, so the business might have to reduce the prices again and again. Then we have to recommend and justify an appropriate pricing method in given circumstances. And here's the impact on psychology on price decisions. The price of a product can have significant psychological impact upon consumers' perceptions of the product. And a very high price for a high quality product may mean that a high income customer wish to purchase it as a status symbol. And if a price for a product is set just below a whole number, like 99 cents is just below $1, this creates an impression of it being much cheaper because it's not over $1. And supermarkets may charge lower prices for products purchased on a regular basis, which will give customers the impression of being given good value for money. And number 4, repeat sales are often made when the prices reinforce consumers' perceptions of the product, and this may be its brand image when the price is set higher. Then here's using different pricing methods for the same product. Many businesses sell their products using different pricing methods for different segments of the market at different times. This is often called dynamic pricing, when customers are charged prices according to their ability to pay or the available supply of a product. And often customers can be split into 2 or more groups, and then they are charged different prices for basically the same product or service because they have different abilities or the willingness to pay these prices. And businesses do this because the price sensitivity of these groups is different. For example, the price of flight to holiday resorts is much higher during school holidays than during term time. And dynamic pricing can also be used, often when the products are sold online, to reflect the rapid changes in the level of demand. And for example, if the demand increases, then the price will be raised. And at times of low demand, the price will be reduced. And this relates to economics, economics, the supply and demand curve, or the supply and demand graph, or just general supply and demand. For example, at American football games, the ticket prices are often charged to reflect the increased demand for the tickets at the popular games. And when the game is less popular, the price is reduced to encourage sales and fill the stadium seats. And there are ethical issues with some complaint of dynamic pricing because thanks to new technology firms, they can track the history of the customers and then charge higher prices for the products when they buy them online. And here's understand the significance of price elasticity. And here's price elasticity of demand, which is related to economics. And how responsive the demand for a product is to changes in price is affected by how many close substitutes there are. If there are many close substitutes for a product, then even if its prices rise by only a small percentage, the consumer will respond to buying the substitute product. This means that the demand for the original product will fall by a large percentage. For example, if the price of a chocolate bar rose by 5%, some customers will buy an alternative chocolate bar and sales might fall by 15%, and this product will be said to have an price elastic demand, which is the percentage of change in quantity demanded is greater than the percentage change in price. And it's basically when customers are very sensitive to changes in the price. For example, the prices increase by 5%, then sales decrease by 15%, which leads to the falling revenue for the business. If, however, there are no close substitutes for the products, like electricity bill, then an increase in price of 15% will not cause much of a fall in sales, perhaps 5% much lower, as most consumers will carry on buying the product at a higher price. Such products are said to have a price inelastic demand, and the percentage in quantity demanded is less than the percentage change in price. The consumers are not sensitive to changes in price. As we can see in an example, prices increase by 15%, then sales decrease by 5%. It will still lead to an increasing revenue for the business. Therefore, if the demand for the product of a business is price elastic, then it isn't a good idea to raise price unless there's been rising costs. If the price elasticity of demand is inelastic, then businesses can increase revenue by increasing their prices. And lastly, here's some definitions for 3.3b, marketing mix for price. Cost plus pricing is the cost of manufacturing the product plus a profit markup. Competitive pricing is when the product is priced in line or just below the competitors' prices to try to capture more of the market. Penetration pricing is when the price is set lower than the competitor's price in order to be able to enter a new market. Price skimming is when a higher price is set for a new product on the market. Promotional pricing is when the product is sold at a very low price for a short period of time, like promotion. Dynamic pricing is when the businesses change their product prices, usually when selling online depending on the level of demand. Price elastic demand is where consumers are very sensitive to change in price, so you wouldn't want to change the price. However, price inelastic demand is opposite, and the price inelastic demand is where consumers are not sensitive to changes in prices. For example, like any basic infrastructure or any goods or services like electricity. And that's it for this video for 3.3b of IGCSE Business Studies, where today we look into marketing mix for the price. And I hope you guys found it useful and found it helpful, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and also comment down below if you have any questions or criticisms. And also check out my Instagram in the description for more daily content and daily posts or any stories. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which is 3.3c for marketing mix as well. But until then, stay safe and happy learning.